We'll be live streaming on YouTube because for some reason Facebook is misbehaving. Okay, so I'm going to share the link on the WhatsApp. Control C. Internet. All right, good morning once more to those who just recently joined us. What time is it? It's just a few minutes past 10. We were trying to basically allow our live streaming audience access via WhatsApp. What is it? Via Facebook. But Facebook is really, really, really misbehaving. So we are now trying to do it through YouTube. Can't see my video. Okay. I'm streaming it. Is it okay? All right. All right, so without wasting any time, is everybody sorted? Can you hear me? How is my audio? Is my audio fine? Just give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear it. Okay. My technical team says everything is okay. All right, let's move on. My name is Mapule Mahlulo. For some of you see me for the first time, but I think some of you, we've been together in other sessions. The last time we had this session was on the 16th of January, and I know some people were not able to complete the session due to load shedding and network issues and so forth. Hence, I said this time around, no load shedding formed against you shall prosper. So look at your schedule. If you have to drive to a place that does not have load shedding, go there. And our bandwidth is still very, very weak. So I'll appreciate if you turn off your camera. But otherwise, you know, if you turn it on, my technical team will switch it off for you so that we can allow people to have a seamless viewing experience. Okay, my name is Mapule by introduction, Mapule Mahlulo. I have a very long CV. And I don't like blowing my own horn. You know, before someone speaks, there's usually somebody that will speak for them and say, you know, and read what that person does. I think I should actually do that. And but basically, what am I? I regard myself as a tender expert. I've been in this industry, I think, since 2002. when I worked for the Development Bank of Southern Africa, I was a specialist there, and we were issuing out a lot of tenders. And, from then onwards, I started my own company in 2008. And my first tender was with the department, with Nelson Mandela Metro. And I was tasked with doing research as to why small businesses are not tendering with the municipality. That was under the Nelson Mandela Bay Motherwell Urban Renewal Program. I learned a lot of lessons there. And thereafter, I worked for the municipality. Wow, that was very, very interesting. And I was an executive director at Citibank District Municipality, and my portfolio was LED, local economic development. But because of my position, I had to sit in the tender adjudication board. And I sat there with the mentality that I need to ensure that our people in Citibank are the ones that get tenders, especially the small businesses. And I'm telling you, it really was an eye-opener. I remember in one instance, I would actually tell people that there's a tender like this coming. In those days, people had to buy tenders. There was not, or they were in the newspapers or go to a notice board. So I will tell my SMEs that there's a tender coming and look out for it, go and buy it. But then when I sit on the tender document, in the tender board or tender education committee, I don't see their names, So remember at one meeting, I said to the procurement manager, his name was Tabang at the time. I said, Tabang, are these all the people that tendered? And he said, it was a trick question because I knew that I told some people to come and tender. And now when we do the tender board, I don't see their names. So I said, Tabang, are these all the people that tenders? And he said, no, ED. And I said, what happened to the rest? He said to me, they were declared as non-responsive. What does that mean? I said, what does that mean? He said, well, they did not qualify, their things are not in order. I said, okay, fine. Next time, each time, I want to see a spreadsheet. People who work with me know I love spreadsheet. I want to see a spreadsheet whereby you tell me every single person that tendered, these are the names. And if you say they've been disqualified or declared non-responsive, on what grounds, tell me that so-and-so was declared non-responsive because of this and this reason. Okay, lo and behold, the next meeting, there was a spreadsheet. The things I saw, I wanted to cry. Page 2, not initial. Page 3, not signed. Tax clearance expired. It was just small, silly little things that made people unresponsive. And I'll explain throughout the lesson in terms of why are those things important. But I'm just saying this as a background to explain to you why I know about tenders. I've been on the other side, where tenders were being adjudicated. So I have inside information that I'm going to share with you in this meeting. So at the moment, I run a training academy. It's called Bayanda Business Academy. We are accredited by CETA. So this course itself is an accredited course. Uni Standard 114593, NQF Level 4, 6 credits, Skills Program 3, Start and Run a Business. At the end of the lesson, I'm going to send you a test. You will do a test or an assessment. And if you pass or you are declared competent, because we don't do pass and fail, we said competent or not yet competent, I will give you a certificate that says that you know your work, So having that, this is not just a workshop, you are in school, you are being trained. So it's important that you take your notes, because you will be assessed at the end of the lesson. Right, and then if you pass, I will issue you with a certificate that says you know how to tender. Okay, so it falls under new venture creation online learning. We are accredited by Services CETA to offer online learning. All right, so that's it with me. Now is your turn. I want to know who's who in the Zoom. So I want to know how many people do we have? We've got about 29 people thereabout. And I think we have some connected online. I'm not sure if those connected online will be able to speak to us. You did give them the link, right? On the group. Okay. But my technical team will assist me. All right. So I want you to introduce yourself. Type in the chat box. Give us your name, the name of your company, what services and products you offer, and how clients can find you, you know? So this is like a nice networking opportunity. You never know who is here, who's in this group looking for your service, okay? So just tell us what you do. And okay, I've got somebody saying there's no sound. Do you hear me? I've got Judith saying there's no sound. Am I audible? I'm listening to the chats now. Technical team, I'm audible. Okay, Karabo says, sorry, I'm late. We experience network issues. It's okay. All right, so in the chat box, introduce yourself. Tell us, what is your name? What is the name of your company? If you're registered, if you're still working, it's okay. Tell us, I'm still employed. And we never know what opportunities might be there in your company. Somebody might just be looking for someone like you. So in the chat box, tell us your name, your company, what products and service you offer. And yeah, if you wish, you can tell us how people can get hold of you. Right, so just type there. I'm going to read the comments. So that we can know one another. So who's here? Who's in the group? Like I said, you know, in the past, we've had people exchanging numbers and doing business with one another just from this group. Every time you are in a meeting with business people, it's an opportunity for you to network. I have people that connected all the way from Kuruman, the people from Kuruman, Cape Town, you know, so this could be an opportunity for you to meet somebody. All right, let's hear who's in the group. I'm not sure if I'm audible because I don't see anybody typing. Okay, we have a person. Okay, Zanele Maluleke from Women in Power Transports based in Mpumalanga. We specialize in staff transportation, office cleaning services, and that is her number. So welcome, Zanele. I'm sure that name sounds familiar to some of you. Women in Power Transport. Okay, staff transportation, office cleaning services. Okay, we have also Nomngebo Ngema. Her company is called Winter Night Media, and she's in publishing, books, magazine, film and TV productions, editing. If you're looking for her, she has put in her email address, her cell number, as well as the website. Okay, welcome, Nomngebo. Okay. Who else? Let us know who is here. We have a publisher. We have Women in Transport in Mpumalanga. And who else is here? Just introduce yourself. This is very, very important. Okay, I have some more people. Okay, I've got Bipilo Manoko from Tutor Training and Business Solutions. I offer training. Wow, yes, you see, we've got more trainers here. I offer training and business development services. And there is her number, Bipilo Tomisa. I have an upcoming masterclass, Business Model Canvas, and we'd love to have you all. Okay, so she has a masterclass called Business Model Canvas. Okay, so Bipilo is there. So there's her number if you want to be in that business class. And then we have Rakhadi Sietzi, welcome, from Khutlo Skills Development Business, Skills and Business Development Agency. You see, business developers are here, based in the Vaal. We're doing construction and automotive incubation program. So if you are in that industry and looking for someone to incubate you, there is Rakhadi and her business details are there. Okay, we have Yolanda Mbanguzi. She's the CEO and founder of Zoe Projects and Consulting. We do business process engineering with automation and bot software. There is a number, email address, as well as website to get more information. Welcome. Right, we also have Nomfundo Mbata. Nomfundo is an employee at Indalo Greenfields. You are welcome. You're welcome. Okay, in their company, this is very interesting. I'm going to tell you what. They offer conservation services, education, and they're working on the fire management and alien invasive clearing. Let me tell you something. The biggest tender that was awarded last year was 65 million. I'm going to show you that tender. And it was in this industry. I don't know if you know about it on food. I don't think you know about it, but I'm going to show you towards this session. The biggest tender that was awarded, 65 million, and it was in this industry. Okay, there is details where she can be contacted. It's right. Let's see who else is here. Connie, welcome, Connie from Val. Wow, I've got people from. I'm from the Val as well, so I've got people from the Val here. Connie Khatebe from Val Sebokeng. The company is called Purple Onion. How do you like that? Consulting and projects, and training, accredited and wow. Listen, all these accredited training programs in the Val, we need to form a consortium. How about that? We need to form a consortium. All these training agencies in the Val, I'm telling you, we need to come together as women. But I've got your details. Okay, Konim Kabela, training in the Val, involved in youth development. Okay, who else is here? Just going to read a few more. Okay, if you just come in, we are just typing on the chat, getting to know one another, introducing ourselves, and letting people know what company we come from or where we work. It's a networking opportunity. And I said, if people wish, they can also write their details. You never know who is here. You never know that this could be the big break you've been waiting for, that somebody who is in this group is looking for someone like you. So you never know. All right, I think other people are shy. Other people are shy. All right, if you're not shy, you can still keep on writing it there in the chat box, and we will be able, others will be able to read it as they go along. All right, let us continue. All right, my next slide is basically going to be a poll. Like I said, I'm a tender expert. Everything that has to do with tenders, I know. All right. So I want to know, at which level must I pitch this particular course? All right. So I want to know what type of people are in the room in terms of your tender knowledge or your tender skill. So I'm going to run like a poll or a vote where you're going to score yourself from A to E. A being, listen, ma'am, I know about tenders. I can actually take the course. You understand? I'm a tender expert. I just want just that 1% nitty-gritties here and there. B is, I'm very good. I'm good. I've won tenders. I know what I'm doing. Just also small. And then C is, I'm good. D is, I'm average. E is, listen, is less than 50%. I need help. Take baby steps. Don't talk too fast. Take slow. Take me slow by slow. Okay, is the poll running? Okay, so the poll is running. So in front of you, it will pop up, and then you'll be able to just score yourself. So just say A, B, C, D, and E. Like I said, I don't want to bore you with information that you know. And I also don't want to be too fast and to say things and leave people behind. The tender itself is basic tender course. So, but it also depends on who's in the room. You understand what I mean? So you can score yourself A, B, C, D, or E, and I'll be able to know what pace I need to run this particular course at. Okay, so I hope the post is running, technical team. Okay, there's comments on YouTube. Okay, there's B's and D's, I see on YouTube. Okay, all right, how many more minutes must we give them? How many people have voted? 53% have participated. Okay, just vote there. Don't put on the chat, put in the poll. It's just going to pop in front of you because it makes it easier to count. And at the end, I'm going to show everybody the results, you know? So it's a fair, transparent process. Okay, how many people have voted? Okay, YouTube, I've got B, D, and E. So the people on YouTube can't see the poll, right? Okay, 57 people have participated. Okay, please, I need you to fill in on the poll. I've got 26 people in the group and 15 have polled. So let's get it to 60%. Otherwise, imagine the majority, but 50% is a majority, right? Okay, I'm giving you guys 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8. Okay, we are sitting on 61%. 7, 6, 5. I'm closing the poll. 4. Your last time to vote. Are you an A, a B, a C, a D, and an E or an E? 3, 2. Okay, I'm here. Some people just came in. People who just came in, my technical team says I must just give you just 2 minutes. 2 minutes is a lot because we must be done by 12. So we want to know your tender knowledge. Okay, how many people have voted? 62%. All right, I'm closing the poll. 3, 2, 1, end. End the poll and show the results. Let's share the results. Okay, as you can see, what percent is that? 82%. 82% says, please take baby steps. And D says, what percent is that? 80. I don't have my glasses here, so this screen's a bit small. What percent is that? 18. Okay, 18% says there on D. And on YouTube, our live streaming audience, we have B. You see, Upstick Holdings is a B. So your B is going to help me answer the questions as well, okay? So that's fine. I'm going to be slow. I'm going to take baby steps because the majority have spoken. So, but if you are a D, it's still well, you still be able to pick up some information. Okay. Now, because it's an accredited course, I have to give you learning outcomes as required by CETA. CETA says every course must have learning outcomes. Okay, so the learning outcomes of the course are, don't know what I've done. Okay, I'm going to show you how to identify information resources of available businesses and new market access to tendering. Basically, that means where to find tenders in simple English. And then analyze the documents for viability in the new tender, in the new venture context. Basically, in simple English, I'm going to show you how to find out what tenders to do and which ones to leave out. Then demonstrate an understanding of the relationship between cost, revenue, profits in securing the tender. This is covered in the tender masterclass. It's a bit complex, so I'm not going to cover it in today's class. And then how to negotiate with suppliers and investigate new products or services to apply competitive tender costing. This is also covered in the tender masterclass. So basically in today's class, the learning outcomes that we're going to cover is 1 and 2, how to find tenders and how to find out which tender is viable for you. All right. Now, before I begin, I want to ask the audience here, or my students, or my learners, what is a tender? When you saw basic tender class, this is a tender course, what came to your mind? What is a tender? Now, don't Google, I know you have Google. Don't Google what is a tender. I want to know your own understanding of what a tender is. When you came to this class and they say it's a basic tender class, what is it? So in the chat box, just type for me, what is your understanding of what a tender is? Basically, what is a tender? This thing called a tender steak. Tender steak, when you go to a restaurant and they say the tender, yeah, your tender is, your steak is tender. There's a thing called TLC. TLC? I'm revealing my age, TLC, tender loving care. So here's a basic tender class. What is tender? What is a tender? In the chat box, no Googling. Okay, Bipilo is giving me an answer. No Googling. I've already told you 2 synonyms. Okay, Bipilo says a tender is a process of appointing a service provider. Keep it simple. What is a service provider, Nkosiam? Keep it basic and simple. Service provider. We know internet providers and all that. Okay, keep it simple. What is it? If you had to explain to a 4-year-old that mommy is attending a tender class and she says, mommy, what is a tender? How are you going to say it? What are you going to say to her? Type. You can see we are in a class. It's not just a class where you just sit, watch TV. No. This class, we are working together, even though it's online. It's not a class where you are busy cooking there. Can the Zoe team please feel free to participate and engage? Okay, Yolanda is saying Zoe team. Okay, so there's a team from Zoe here. Your boss is saying, please feel free to participate and engage. Your boss is saying, talk, don't keep quiet. All right, what is a tender? If you are in a tender class, your baby is saying, mommy, what are you doing? And she says, I'm attending a tender class. She says, mommy, what is a tender? What are you going to say to him? Nono says, work that needs to be carried out, okay? Thank you for that answer. Let me hear others. Nono Ngwenya says, okay, Karabo is saying, a tender is an offer to do work at a cost. An offer to do work at a cost. That is the answer that is coming from Karabo. Nkululeko is saying a contract issued by, you are using big words. I said, explain to a 4-year-old. Is it a contract issued by a private sector or public department or municipality to render products or service? Big words, big words. Tokozile is saying a tender is a request for a quotation to bid. Karabo is from Zoe. Okay, Karabo is from Zoe. Zoe, thank you. All right, so it's got nothing to do with tender loving care, nothing to do with steak. I just have to make sure that you are in the right class and you know what you are doing. Nongebo is saying a way for government and private sector to identify the people who have the skills that you need and give them a contract at a cost. Beautiful. All those answers are beautiful. Okay. Now I'm going to give you another scenario. Okay. Let's say, for example, you are hired by the Department of Education, not as a business, but as staff. Okay. You are hired as staff. You have a personal number. You earn a salary. You are a procurement manager or procurement director, okay? And your job is to make sure that all the schools under government are properly, they have necessary resources and equipment. And now your first assignment is you need to make sure that for the year 2024, all the schools, all the learners in primary and high school have stationery. As you know, government schools give their learners stationery. They do get a budget. Let me tell you, they do get a budget. Sometimes they even give money to the SGB, but that's a story for another day. They are supposed to give. This thing of you getting a long stationery list is really not right, especially for government, because government, they do get stationery and money. You know, the schools are given money to buy stationery. I was in the SGB at one stage, so I know. All right. So now back to our story. So here you are employed by government, and you must make sure that in 2024, when the schools open, every single child from Cape Town to Kuruman, Limpopo, there in Messina, every child has stationery. And you know, you've done your forecasting, you know how many learners are going to be there. All right. Now, my question is, can you look for this stationery at a retail shop? Can you take your back to school flyers, you know, go on the internet and search? Because you know, you want pen, you want print, you know, you have what you know the basic stationery equipment, that stationery pack that you want the child to have. They must have Croxley paper, they must have what do you call print, glue, pen, rubber, you understand? So can you, technical team, I need your assistance here. Can you go on the internet and search for the best shop where you can buy this stationery from? Answer for me, yes or no. Can you buy stationery from a stationery shop as a person working for government? If you say no, you must tell me why not. You know, I want to get the best deal. Why are you saying no? You understand? I want to get the best deal. I've been given a limited budget by the minister. The minister is who? Is Enoch Gondwan. He gave me 5 billion to ensure that all the children across the schools have all the equipment. You understand? I still have to buy desks with this money, but now I'm starting with stationery. I still have to buy toilet paper with this money, but now I'm starting with stationery. Okay? Can I just see who's going to give me the best deal? Nonkululeko is saying no. Karabo is saying no. Nono is saying no. Why not? Okay. Why can't, if you say no, why not? I want to get the best deal. So I would just want to, okay, now lady saying no, rather source wholesale prices to maximize your profit. So you're saying I must go to wholesalers like Macro, not retailers, okay? No, you said no. I want to know why you're saying no. Why can't I buy stationery from ShopRite or Pick n Pay or Bidvest? You know, why not? I am a buyer for government. I'm hired. Remember, I'm saying I'm hired. I am a civil servant. Okay, Kamanelo is saying no because you're going to need stationery in bulk and ShopRite isn't selling in bulks. Okay, she's got a point. Tokozile is saying yes, I can do that. All right. Other people, what are you saying? Engage, talk to me. It's one way I know you are listening is when you engage. Okay, Yolanda is saying no, produce an RFQ and allow suppliers to bid. Yo, what is RFQ now? No, I think you should approach the manufacturers to get the best deals. That's what Chloe is saying. Connie from the Vault says yes, but you need the company to compare prices from different shops and wholesalers. That's what I'm trying to see. Can I compare that? He says yes, because why? I want to get the best deal. Okay, Nono says the prices are normally higher and they would probably not have the number you want. Manufacturer would be value for money. Okay. Now lady says better yet source a manufacturer if possible. Where am I going to find manufacturers? All right. Beautiful answers. Beautiful answers. I'm not going to give you an answer per se, but as you go along, you'll be able to get the juice of it. Okay, now a tender. A tender is an offer to do work or supply goods at a fixed price. So when I'm supplying a tender, I'm saying I'm able to do this work for you, or I'm able to supply this good for you at a fixed price. The key word there is fixed price. Remember with Aboma back to school, ShopRite and all that, the disadvantage is that the price changes. You know, it's a special, and the price changes. When you go back again, the price has changed. So with the tender, the offer must be fixed. Okay, here I'm looking for Pritz, I'm looking for Coxley. Anybody who is prepared, who is willing and able to give me these products or services, please show up. Tell me, how much can you give this thing to me for, and at what price? And your price must be fixed. So that's what a tender is. When you tender, you are going out in public. Okay, apologies. They say no sounds. I'm not sure what happened there. I think what we can do, can this device be on a different network? So that if the others misbehave, at least we've got this as backup.
I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what happened with my network there, but I'm having a backup plan. I'm putting one device on a different network. So that's, yeah, put it on. No, take it. Put it on, what do you call? Take it out of the Wi-Fi, put it on the data. Because so that if one misbehaves, at least we have a backup. All right, so I was saying, let's go back to my screen. I was saying a tender is an offer, is where government is saying, here I am, video. I'm able to offer this. I'm looking for people to give me this product or service. So anybody who has the capacity, who can do this thing for me, show up. Because if I only go to ShopRite or Pick n Pay, I'll only be limiting myself. What if there's somebody in Mpumalanga who's able to give me this, which I don't know, who may not necessarily have a website? You understand? So with tenders, is open for everybody. So with a tender, I'm saying, hey, I'm looking for this. Is there anybody out there who's able to provide this service for me or these goods? You know, so that's what a tender is. And there's a process to this called procurement. Procurement is the process. This thing is a process. It's not just going there on your 360, on your 60/60 app and saying, I want the 60 Rand or I want the 60 Rand, you know, and then the ShopRite trolley guy comes with his motorbike. No, it's not like that at all. You know, so there's a process. It's called procurement. You know, and when you're putting out this tender, you're asking the public to give you offers, you know, something, you know, I'll compare something like, I don't know if anybody of you have been to an auction, you know, where you put this in and you say, yes, you know, so everybody is allowed to make an offer. So that's basically how I can explain a tender in simple process. Okay, now let's say, okay, fine, you went out on public, you said, okay, fine, I'm looking for this, and there can only be one winner. Just like in life, there's only one winner. Who is going to win the tender? Who is going to be it? So now, are you going to put all the names there in a glass bowl, and say, all the people who are willing to give me, I'm putting your name in this thing, I'm gonna close my eyes, Fudua, you know, it's a raffle. The winner is, because it can only be one winner. Can I do that? Who am I going to allow to win this tender? Who will I give this contract to? Okay, tell me on the comment. There can only be one winner. Is that Paul? Okay. Can I just close my eyes and say, pick a winner? The winner is Boo. Okay. If you say yes, I can do that. Type yes. If you say no, I can't. Type no. Okay, I'm seeing comments are coming. Where do I read my chats again? Chats. Gananelo is saying, no, I can't do a raffle. But I can only be one winner. How am I going to choose the winner? Okay, Kelly says, no, you can't. You allow those who qualify and the best provide. How do I know who qualifies? Who's the one that qualifies? All I want is Prit and glue and rubber. I mean, who's qualifying to give me those things? Eh? I mean, what qualifications do you need to give me glue? Yolanda says, law, you can't. You need to go through every bit to make an informed decision. Based on what? How do I know who's the winner? I'm going through every bit. Okay, you say I must go through all the bits. Imagine I get 5,000 of them. You know, I must go through and make an informed decision based on what? I think just a raffle is easy. You know, the winner is, okay, Viola is saying no. Why not, Viola? Why not? Karabo says you must meet the criteria you have said. What is the criteria for me to get a glue? Okay, let me see what my last audience is saying. They're saying, Flack saying, no, it will be time consuming for you. No, because they have already put their markup and want to maximize stationery for buying less price. You are back. Okay, a fully compliant and reliable company. How will I know who's fully compliant and who's reliable? Dimakato says those who qualify valid documents. Okay, so you are saying there must be documents. Okay, but to check the waiting room, admin team. Say that put in the admin team. Okay, Connie says that no, the tender will be won by the person or company who meets the criteria set based on compliance and price. Yana says you need to go through those documents, be certificates, experience and pricing, be a person who meets your budget, only those who are willing to do the job on time and at cost. Beautiful answers. Okay. Okay. I'm going to digress a bit in terms of why you should tender. Okay, I'm going to digress a bit. Just allow me 10 minutes to indulge you. It's got nothing to do with tenders, but I want to show you why you should tender. Okay, I think some of you here, or most of you here, are in business. You know, I saw media, I saw engineering, training, and so forth. So you are in some sort of business, or you are intending to. Okay. And one of the things that I've studied, you know, millionaires, people who make millions. And one of the things that I can tell you that none of them have got one business. There is no single millionaire who only has one business. Most millionaires have got multiple income streams. He may have a dry clean there. He may have a pig chicken licking there. He may have a garage there. You understand? So at the end of the day, there are multiple streams of income that is coming to him, giving him business. You understand? So I also want you to think along those lines that as a business, yes, you may be in training, you may be in business development or what have you, but you need to also think of having other passive self-sustaining businesses that can run with little or no intervention from you. And the best one of them, I've done some research in terms of the best one of them, please admit people. The best one of them under 1 million. I have done some research in terms of those, and I'm going to show you some of them. Okay. I've looked at, what do you call this? King Pie, you know, King Pie is about 550,000 excluding VAT. You understand? So it's less than 1 million. And when I went onto the website, there are some available right now that you can buy. In the Free State, Northwest, Mpumalanga, Witbank, there are some that are available right now that you can buy. So 500,050. Okay. And then I also checked, there's one that I checked called Sausage Saloon. There's one, I've got one in Emerald. Beautiful. I'm sure you've seen it in more. It's like a hot dog that went to private school. Beautiful. To start it, it's about 800,000. It's under 1 million. But then they say you need about 200,000 working capital available. Okay. And then I've also seen, like the popular one, which one, fast food is about 3 million. Chicken Licken, it's about 7 million. KFC, it's also, but they're not taking any new franchise at the moment. So this one's now you're taking on behalf of millions, Even Pick n Pay, Pick n Pay contributed, the retail trade industry contributed 1 trillion of sales in the local economy last year, and Woolworths, okay, they stopped offering franchise opportunities, but Spar and Pick n Pay, you understand, they are offering opportunities, especially for Black people now, and Pick n Pay franchise is about 10 million, Quick Spar about 6.6 to 7 million that you need. Okay, so obviously, if you want to buy these things, you would want to go to a bank, right? You'd want to go to a bank with your business plan and, tell them that this is what I need. And business plan, I've done research in terms of why are people's loans being rejected? Well, it's not a train smash. People's loans are being rejected with business because they say they are not financing ready. They are not ready. Why? Because they don't have a thing called collateral. What is a collateral? A collateral is an asset or equipment that the bank would take to keep so that in cases whereby, something bad happens to your business, they can sell. Sometimes it's a thing called unencumbered cash collateral. This is what the banks would need, the franchise will need, that as much as you want a loan, but you must still have hard cash that is not linked to a loan. Why? So that in case something bad happens, say, I like making this an example, and I'm hoping somebody will take advantage of it. VUT here in the Val, there is no fast food outlet. If you go to UJ, you go to Wits, you find there's a fast food outlet. But in VUT, people are buying Majakatata, Scoppers, and Scambani and foods outside. Let's say, for example, you see this opportunity and you go to a bank and so forth. They will need collateral such that in case the students go crazy and they burn your shop, you understand, they need to have something to hold so that if you're not able to pay your loan for whatsoever reason, they can sell. It can be in the form of land, you understand? Like, for example, if you are a Kokomo or a Van der Merwe, you can have a title deed, your great-grandfather has land in South Africa, so you can give that to them. It's a title deed. There's land worth 10 million. You only need 7 million, so if you give them the title deed, we call that collateral or security, so that in case something happens, they can sell that land and recover the money. Because remember, that money is not even the bank's money. That money is the money that was put by somebody for safekeeping with interest, saying, okay, here's my 10 million, I want a safe investment, I'm going to put it in the bank so that after 5 years, I'll get it as 12 million or so. So they'll take that 10 million and borrow it to you. They can now, after 5 years, they say to this guy, sorry, we can't give you your money because we borrowed your money to this person, and that KFC that he put in VT got burned down. Okay, so now I'm just giving you this history because it's things that we know. Because of Black peoples were disadvantaged from owning land and assets through apartheid and through segregation. What happened is that there is an act called Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act. This act is a law that says that when government wants to buy, it must pursue specific goals. It must buy from people who are historically disadvantaged by unfair discrimination on the basis of race, gender, or disability. In other words, government is now in control. I mean, what is it? The Black government is now in control, and they are the biggest buyer. You know, so they're saying we are doing this act that says that each time we want to buy something from, we want to buy from Black people. You know, because they were disadvantaged, so that they can have money or assets that they can use now to go and acquire, you know, these bank loans or, you know, these businesses. Do you understand? So I'm saying this so that you can just, but okay, fine. The key word there is historically disadvantaged. Okay. Now, what is the historical disadvantaged individual? By law, it is somebody who was born in South Africa before or on 27 April 1994. So if you were born on the 28th of April 1994 and forward, you are no longer an HDI. You are now advantaged because you can go to any school you want, you can buy anywhere you want. But those who were born before 27 April 1994, you know, are disadvantaged because they could not go to schools in town, they could not buy land, you know, they were disadvantaged. So I want to know in my room here, how many HDIs do we have? If you're an HDI, say me, type me. How many HDIs do I have? If you're an HDI, for example, I'm an HDI, I was born in 1976. I was born before 1994, so I'm an HDI. Let me see how many HDIs are here. Okay, Connie says HDI, yes. Karabo HDI, yes. Yolanda HDI, yes, yes. I've got 3 HDIs. How many HDIs do we have here? Tokozile, yes. Shoni, yes. Sama HDI, we are here, we are here. We are here. Karabo, allow me. Okay, anybody, any HDIs on YouTube? Our live streaming audience? Are there any HDIs? Or are they all AMA 2000? Virginia, we are HDI in Kulileko. Spaghetti, HDIs. Okay, all right. So now, my fellow HDIs, I was saying, I'm sure you met, I know Nelson Mandela. I remember when Nelson Mandela was released in 1994, I was 18, you know, 1990, I was 14. Oh, yeah, 14. I remember when he was released. I remember Winnie coming out, you know, with her fist up in the air, you understand? Mandela is out, free Mandela. You know, I remember when he was inaugurated, all the airplanes coming. Remember that lady, I think it was his daughter wearing a red suit. I remember when he died, you know, at Houghton. It's like yesterday. But let me tell you, my fellow HDI, Nelson Mandela is now in the history books. You read about him in the lives, is it LO? History. No, but you did also in primary school. There's Manson, his history. You know, I couldn't believe that this person is history, you know? So, what are you going to say? Okay, let me tell you this. This act is saying if there's a tender race, we've got black people there, white people there. We are saying on your marks, get set, ready, wait. All the black women first, all the black men first, everyone else later. You understand? It's a 100-meter dash. So what they're saying is that people who were disadvantaged, though let me tell you something, now it doesn't even matter if you are HDI or not. As long as you are black, you understand, you are regarded as HDI. So it's called an 80-20 principle. If you read here, This is a connotation from HDI. It says, a quote, if those people here, any tender between 30,000 and 50 million, they don't just look at price. They look at BEE. BEE counts for 20%. You understand? So price counts for 80. So we call it an 80-20 principle, that we don't just give the tender to the person with the lowest price. Price only counts 80 points. 20 is for being black. So like I said, I like making this example. That means it's a race, it's a 100-meter dash. We say, on your marks, get set, ready. Then we say, all the black women and black people must go first for 20 meters, and then the rest of the people can catch up. So just on the basis of your skin color, because it's advantage, you are given a 20% advantage. Now, I'm saying, what would you say, my fellow HDI, when your child is doing homework and they read about this, is history, that in 2023, there was a law called PPPFA, where Black people were just given tenders or given opportunity for tenders based on their skin color. What would you say when that child says to you, Mommy, where were you during tenders? Why are we not rich? She's doing it, she's reading it. And she says, Mommy, why didn't you do tenders? What are you going to say to that child? Why are we not rich? What are you going to say? You know? So I'm saying this, that use tenders as a way for you to raise income, to raise money, so that you can be able to diversify your business and go and buy all these franchises that one collateral that you don't have because you don't have land. Okay. I must put a disclaimer. I've been singing this song for the past, I don't know how long I've been doing these tender classes. And I was saying this thing is going to come to an end because my child is not HDI. You know, there's a lot of you here who are not HDI. So this law is going to be done away with. So I said to you, do tenders as quickly as possible, because very soon this thing's going to be done away with. And guess what? I'm not a prophet of doom, but what I was saying came to pass last year, 30th of May, 2022. AfriForum took government to court. They say that the BEE procurement rules is unconstitutional. They went to Supreme Court, they won. They went to Constitutional Court, they won. So as we speak right now, Treasury lost that court bid. BEE awarding tenders on the basis of BEE is unconstitutional. And no wonder why, because why? We live in a non-racial, our constitution says we live in a non-racial society. So the truth of the matter is the act was unconstitutional, but you understand what I mean? So what I was speaking has come to pass. But the beautiful thing about government is that they take too long to know these things. So the departments are not yet aware that they shouldn't be asking you for B certificates. So you find that tenders even now are still asking for B certificates. But the truth of the matter is that that thing has been declared as invalid. You know, that they must go and rewrite the tender criteria. And some departments have begun to rewrite it. I know ARC, I was doing a tender with somebody, and they don't give you 20 points for being black. For being black, they give you 8 points. You understand? You know, so some departments have started rewriting this thing, you know. So I'm saying this to say, do tenders quickly because the window period is coming to an end. Okay, now, where do you get tenders from? Okay, I hope now you are saying, Mapule, please, 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 I want to do tenders. You stirred my pure mind. I want to do tenders. Okay, so if you want to do tenders, where do you begin? Where can I find tenders from? Any ideas? Type for me in the chat box. Where do I find tenders? If I'm looking for tenders, where do I go? Where do I begin? If I want tenders, you know, where do you begin? I'm looking for tenders. Where do I find the tenders from? Tender website, which one? Give me a tender website, you know. What do you mean the period is coming to an end? What I mean is that being awarded tenders on the basis of your skin color is coming to an end. No longer is your skin going to count for winning a tender. Okay, Tokozile is saying e-tenders. Where is e-tenders? E-tenders dot what? Government website. Now, ladies in government websites. You know how many government websites are there? Where do I find tenders? Where do I find tenders, people? Okay. E-tenders website. All right. What? Where is e-tenders website? By the way, this question is in the test, so pay attention. Okay, there is the right answer. etenders.gov.za. Okay, I've got two sites that I'm going to give to you. Okay, the first one is etenders.gov.za. The next one is easytenders.co.za. I'm going to start with etenders because there is some interesting information that I want to share with you. Call is saying Sandra website. Okay, I'm going to go to etenders.gov.za. Okay, colleagues or my students, I want you to do this exercise with me if you're able to. Because if there's anything, I want you to leave this class knowing where to find tenders, at least. Okay, so it's etenders.gov.za, www.etenders.gov.za. All right. There is some interesting information that I want to show you with regards to e-tenders in terms of where we find tenders and so forth. Okay, what are you seeing? I'm going to go onto this website because I want to show you some interesting statistics. Okay. Before I find you where to find the tenders from is e-tenders, but I want you to look at something under procurement data. Okay. I'm going to click on procurement data and I'm going to give you some information which will help you decide on which tenders to do and which departments to go for. Okay. All right. So there are 816 procuring entities in South Africa. In other words, don't just look at municipalities. There are almost 1,000 departments that give out tenders. Okay. And there are almost 1.2 million suppliers in South Africa. These are people who are on the database. Now, last year, 45,000 tenders were published. 8,683 of them were awarded, and 783 contracts were awarded. Okay, it's small, but remember this, I'm talking about large tenders, not the big ones, which I'm going to explain the difference. Okay, so but I want to give you the latest information. This is a bit outdated. I'm going to give you the latest information. That one, the one that I shared now is from 2022. But between the 1st of January 2023 and today, okay, do you know who is the biggest procuring entity? Any ideas? Who do you think is the person that takes out the highest numbers of tenders? Which department? Just tell me. Okay, you understand? Maybe you're already here, you can see the answer. But the biggest, the department that takes out more tenders. This also says education. It's not education. Garabo says it's not education. It's not education. Education it's not even in the top 10. Let me tell you. Here they are. Infrastructure, no, not even the top 10. Oh yeah, maybe, yeah. Just in the last 3 months, the buyer that has the most tenders is the Agricultural Research Council. Let me tell you something. Most of my clients, the first tender that they get is from the ARC. In just those past 6 weeks, between 7 weeks, ARC has taken out 367 tenders. ARC, Abu Zinkit, I know them because my clients work with them. Eskom is the highest, second highest, followed by Transnet. And look who's number 4, eThekwini Municipality. That's in Durban. They have taken out 65 tenders. Public Works has taken out 59. NRF have taken out 54. Rainwater 52. Look at City of Tshwane. City of Tshwane have taken out 51 tenders. Nguma, local municipalities 48. And then the road agencies 46 tenders. So now, why am I showing this? I'm showing you this so that if you want to do tenders, who must you look for? Look for ARC. Those who are in the 10 million club, you know. How na beke if it, and there's no week that passes by without me posting tenders from ARC. You know? And then let's see. Oh. What's happening now? Okay, I want to show you another interesting information. And the procurement data. I want to show you who won the size of the biggest tender. That is under procurement data. Oh, how are we doing on time? There's so much to cover. Okay, let's close here. Then I go to procurement opportunities, not opportunities, procurement data. Okay, let's just wait for it to. Okay, you're kicked out. Welcome back. All right, let's just wait for it to. I just want to show you some interesting statistics, some interesting data, so that you can have a better perspective in terms of what we are talking about when you talk about tenders. So like I've said, okay, tenders a bit unresponsive now. I'm not sure why, but let's try again. You must let me know if the comments on the live streaming audience, because I can't read them. Okay. All right, so I just want to, all right, it's back on. So I was here on procurement data. Like I said, the whole exercise is I want to give you some perspective in terms of when we say tenders, what are you talking about? So like I said, we have 816 procuring entities. So just stop looking at municipalities. But now, who the largest contract, actually, it's not even. The largest contract that was awarded is 293 million. And that was that contract number. But I want to see the largest contract. NPA 289 million T. Let me see all contracts. I see this, they updated it about 2 days ago. Okay, I want to know in 2023, I mean, in the past, between the 1st of January and from when? Let me see. When was this updated? Okay, it says 23. Okay, this year only, There has been 197 contracts awarded in the last 6 weeks. The contract, the average value of one tender is 2.5 million. So I'm saying this, that we are moving. It's already February, but in that last past few weeks, remember I said there's 816 procuring entities, 197 tenders have been awarded just in the past 6 weeks. And the average size of one contract was 2.4. How much, which one did you get here? Like what you understand, we are responding to this tenders. Okay, let's see. The largest contract was 65 million, and it was this one. Remember, I was saying, so let's see who is this. You can click any one of them. It was 65 million. It was that alien invasion. Remember when we started, I said this year, the largest contract was 7 million. It was in that industry. Yeah, it was clearing some alien invasion, you know, but so, you know, the other one was 35 million. But, so if you want to know who won the tender, let me just take this one. I'm not take the smallest, not even the biggest. Let me take this one. B 9 million, BSM 5822. So I'm just going to copy it and see what was this tender for, who won it. You understand? So I'm just going to copy and paste it on my, you can do for any one of them. You understand? I want to, because it gives us the tender number. So I'm just going to copy it and paste it on my browser. The one for 10 million. You can do any one of them to see what was the tender for this person. And then I checked the 65 million one. It was some alien invasion. I checked it because I keep on checking this thing this morning. Okay, so this one, yeah, 58 million. As you can see here, tender number 58, it was the provision of data management software. $10 million, that's to give them some software. You know, so here's the tender number BSM 58. It was from Stellenbosch Municipality. So here is the tender, provision of data management software administration support members for a contract period of the. So somebody just wanted 10 million tender to give them this thing, you know. And as you can see, this tender was from last year. It closed last year, but it was awarded this year. You know. So what I mean with this, you can see, you know, this is the tender, and this municipality. I'm just going to see if there's any more tenders. If you click under tenders with this municipality, you'll see what you're going to see here. They will show you who applied for the tender, you know. Okay. These are the current ones, supply and delivery of refuse bag. So this is a tender now, supply and delivery of refuse bag, you know. But this is not where I want to go. I just want to go to tenders opening. You know, tender opening is all the people that see a tender and they respond to it. So if you see a tender and you submit a tender, you are put in this, you know, okay, let's see for 2022, for example. It's a tender opening register. I think, was it this one? You know, the one for 69 million, if I'm not mistaken. So these are the people, so these are people who saw their tender and they responded. So if you see a tender and you respond to it, these are the people that responded to that tender. That tender, yeah, 10 million. So guy says 9.9 million. Can I turn this amount? Okay, and I think something else. But anyway, so there was a tender for printing and distribution of monthly consumer accounts and newsletters for the period ending. So it's a 3-year tender. Only 4 companies bidded for this. Cape Holdings, yeah, level 2, Inside Data, nothing, yeah, level 1. So these are the only companies that bidded for this. And look how varied the prices. Only with a 39 million. This one said, is this 1 billion? No, it must be like, is this 1 billion? Okay, this one gave rates. Is it 1 million? Eh? Okay, this is 39,000. And then this one is 1.8 million. This is, I guess, 109,000. So they're laughing at me. So this just basically shows you that although any one of them, let's go, any one of them, these kind of tenders, people don't respond. Only 4 companies responded. You understand? So only 4 companies responded. It doesn't mean they're going to win. No. These are the ones that responded and they're B level. As you can see, they're still putting B levels, even though it's not allowed at the moment. Who cares? You understand? They still put their BE levels. Okay. So like I just wanted to do that to give you a broad perspective in terms of who's giving the largest tender, how many tenders are being awarded so far, what is the size of an average tender, and are people tendering? And as you can see, people are not tendering. People are saying, tenders, it's your call. People must be corrupt. People, you understand? There are all these noises going around that you must know people, blah, blah, blah. As a result, there are fewer and fewer and fewer people tendering. People are no longer tendering. But tenders are being awarded. Okay, now let's find tenders. Okay, to be honest with you, I have found an easy way of finding tenders. I find e-tenders to be a bit more complicated. Now I'm using easy tenders. E-tenders used to be easy, but now it's really complicated. I'm now using easy tenders. easytenders.co.za. They've redone something with e-tenders. It's a bit complicated. So now I have found an easy one is easytenders.org.za. I'm just going to show you how to find tenders. Are you all good? How's everybody doing? Just give me a thumbs up. Are we still learning something? Give me a thumbs up if you know how to do thumbs up. Otherwise, say yes. We're still good. I'm not too quickly. Please read the comments. Help me. Ne? Okay, how do I go to the internet again? Am I getting thumbs ups? Are you still good? Okay, let's do our tenders. We must do this for our children, guys. easytenders.co.za. Tokozile says we good. Connie says thumbs up. Okay, we're about 30 minutes. Let me see what can I cover in 30 minutes. Okay, like I said, easy tenders. I used to, if you've been in my, I advocated e-tenders, but it's becoming so complicated. They did a revamping. I just go there to get data, but I found a nice easy one. It's called easytenders.co.za. Okay, let me tell you, you come here and then you come to tenders. Okay, so it shows you all the tenders in real time. Like if a tender comes out now, it will put it like now. So this tender is employee group life scheme for the period ending Stellenbosch municipality and supply and delivery of refuse bags. Stellenbosch, you remember Stellenbosch, those ones that are giving out tenders of millions here. They want refuse bags, those black bags, guys, the black bags, the ones that put chamors in it. Stellenbosch is giving people for free. Some of us, you have to buy our own. So there's it's a 3-year tender to supply refuse bags. Okay, so material, Stellenbosch again, raising loans, supply and delivery of fuel, Stellenbosch. Okay, let me just look at this one. Supply and delivery of PPE equipment. So you find a tender, it tells you when is the closing date, which province it comes from, and then there's a contract number. You see when you win the tender, there's the contract number, and then you just click on it, and it also tells how many people have viewed the tender. Okay, when you click on it, you come to this page. It gives you some more information. It opened yesterday, 24th of, and it's closing on that time. The contact person is there. There is a briefing session at Town Hall. And then you click on documents. You click on documents, there is the advert. You will be able to see it. Okay, so this puts the tenders in like whether they come in. But otherwise, you can also search. Say you're looking for tenders in, I don't know who's in this group, but people from, no, I mean the industry. There's training. What tender? You can search. What tenders must I put? Just say any tender you want to. You want the tender in what? Type in the group then, and you see for search here. You want the tender for what? You can search for keywords. This is something that eTenders does not have nicely anymore. IT service, okay, let's see. IT service is a bit broad, isn't it? IT service. Okay, I'm saying IT service. I'm searching. Let me see, what do I find? Okay, search. Okay, you see IT. It's cash in transit in the IT. It's a bit broad. Give me another word. They took IT from there, due diligence, audit. Give me another word. Let me see. Construction, software development, communication. Construction. Okay, let's say software development or construction. So I'll just say construction. And that's all my construction tenders. Appointment fees provider for professional architect, design, blah, blah, blah. So those are all my tenders, you know. So you are able to, you know, it tells you, you understand? And like I said, you click on it. After clicking on it, documents, if it's 0, the documents are not yet out. Okay, the tender was put yesterday. They haven't put it, they put it yesterday. They have not put it. You see when you say 0 here, it means the documents are not yet out. I know why they're doing that, they're cheating. Okay, Majuba TVET, boiler making workshop. Okay, if it says 1, so you click on documents, there's the document. You just download it from there. Okay, but another last thing, like I've said, I've told you that you can also limit it for companies that you want. I showed you that ARC takes out a lot of tender. So you can just come out here and say, who you say, it can show you here. Look, ARC has 58 tenders like open right now. You know, so I click on companies and then I can see, let's say I want a tender from a specific municipality or a specific department. I click on companies and it will show me who has tenders out now. You know, look at ARC, 58 tenders out like now as we speak. You know, Ed Rafiki has 10 tenders. Alfred Juma has 5 tenders. Amajuba 1, Amatola what, you know. So this also, you can also search if you're looking for a tender for a different place. Okay. You know, I'm being live streamed here. Some of the things I don't want to say loud because I'm being live streamed, but I've got facts to prove what I'm saying to you. Huh? Printing. Yeah, I've shown you how to do it, so you can do it. Go easy tenders and do printing. Okay, I'm being live streamed, but I've got factual to say what I'm saying. Okay, what I've seen: avoid tenders from Eskom. Okay, avoid tenders from, you know. I must be careful what I'm saying now because I'm being live streamed. But there is a thing that I put in the group that shows the audit report from different municipalities. You know, I'll post it again. You know, so I said to you in the group, before you do a tender with a municipality, check their audit reports. Okay, check their audit report. If they are green and yellow, that means they're, you know, you can do them. But the moment they're red and purple, I'll post it again in the group. You understand? I did it during the week. I don't know how many of you saw it, but I think for the sake of the new ones that just came in, you understand? So don't do a tender for a municipality that it's not having a clean or good credit audit report, because most of the time they delay to pay. And also, don't do a tender where you have to buy the documents. If you open here and they say you must buy the 10 documents, I've been in this business for too long. Most of the documents that you have to buy, they don't award those tenders. They're just using that as a way to raise money. Tenders are supposed to be free because it's my paper, my ink, my data. So where must I pay? Okay. Some of these things, I don't want to say them loud in this meeting because I'm being live streamed, but in our next class, I'll be able to say some of the things freely without trending. I don't want to trend for wrong reasons. You understand? Because this thing is being live streamed. I don't want to trend for the things that I'm saying, but I've got factual evidence and proof. But you know how the media is going to read it. Okay, now I want to give you some information in terms of these tenders. I've shown you how to find tenders. I hope you know how to find tenders, because I want you to leave out of this class knowing how to find tender, so that at the end of the class, you go on Easy Tender, you go on eTender, and then you look for the tender. You download them. You understand? Download the 10 documents and we'll start doing them. Because that's the most important thing. Where do I find the 10 documents that I'm looking for? So I believe as I'm speaking to you right now, you are busy doing that. Okay, now I'm gonna show you types of tenders and which is which. I think Yolanda spoke about this one, RFQ. There's two types of tenders, actually three, but the third one, don't bother about it. It's a story for another day. There's 3 types of tenders, but for the sake of this class, I'm gonna zero in on 2. The first one is called an RFQ. An RFQ stands for request for quotation, and the other one is a formal tender. What is the difference between the two? Okay, an RFQ closes in 7 days time. So if you go to Easy Tenders and eTender, you'll see, they'll tell you when was the tender published and what is the closing date. You understand? And remember I said those ones that they published the tender, but they did not put the tender documents. They're cheating. Why are they cheating? The documents are not yet ready. They're still preparing them, but they have to be like a specific date with which this thing must be out. So they're like, oh my God, we want this thing to be done by this time, but they're not yet ready. Let's just advertise the tender so that it can be out and put the closing date for the sake of saying the tender was advertised, because the closing date and issue date is very, very important for legal purpose, okay? And RFQ it closes in 7 days time. If a tender there's one that was awarded this morning, I don't know if you've noticed, they put a tender out today on the 25th of February, which is a Sunday, and it's Stellenbosch. I've noticed it, and they didn't even put the 10 documents today. Why? Because it must be in 7 days or 30 days, but I'm going to explain the difference. So 7-day tender, it's urgent. They need it. Do you understand? Time paper is finished. This thing is done. It's urgent. They need to do it. You understand? Because when there's an audit report and you are getting a qualified audit opinion and they say irregular expenditure, sometimes it's because you are not following the time. You're putting out this tender today and then your closing date is tomorrow, or it's not even advertised. You understand? That's some of the reasons why you find the municipality is not getting a clean report. You understand? So closing date is very, very important. It's urgent. And the value is between 30,000 and 200,000. That's an RFQ. So when you see a tender that is closing in 7 days time, already I'm dealing with an RFQ. The budget is 200,000. It's not a million rand tender. What is the advantage? Advantage is going to be awarded quicker. It's urgent. This thing we wanted now. Disadvantage, the money is little, 30,000, between 30 and 200,000. You understand what I mean? So you may find that, but I say to Mike, okay, a formal tender, like I said, its closing date is within 30 days. And it's more than 200,000. So when you see a tender that is closing in 30 days, I'm going into the millions now. And it's long term. Sometimes it's like like that one that we saw for refuse bags. It's a 3-year tender. For the next 3 years, it's a 36 months tender. It's long term. Advantage, the money is big. We're talking about your millions. disadvantage, it takes long to be awarded. Like that tender that we saw, it was advertised in May 2022, but it was only awarded in January or February. You understand? So I know why it takes long to be awarded, because remember, it's different steps. You know, the 7-day tender can just be approved by one person, the CEO, the director, or what have you. But the formal tender, it needs different committees to sit. Like I told you when I started, I was in the committee for the tender adjudication committee. And to get us all at the same time, it's difficult. Because some person will tell you, hey, I'm not available, my child is sick. Hey, I'm not available, study leave. Hey, I'm not available. Me, I'll tell them, I'm in Nigeria. Hey, me, I'm not available. I'm in Nigeria. You understand? So they're not all available. So that's why it keeps on being, you know. So, like, for example, I've done about 4 tenders last year. And the validity is supposed to be 90 days. But they wrote to me, all of them, they wrote to me, they said, please, we have not been able to adjudicate the tender. Can you please extend your price for 3 more months? I think, no, 2 more months. You understand? So that's the thing about the big tenders. They take long to be awarded. You apply next year, you're going to get it this year and get it next year. But the 7-day tenders, so my clients ask me, which ones must we do? I say, do both. Do both. Do the RFQs, because, you know, it encourages you to get your purchase order, and we celebrate with you in the group. Like yesterday, someone got a purchase order. I said, congratulations, you understand? Do both, but still do the long-term one, because, you know, remember, you are buying your franchise, baby girl. Remember that franchise that you are buying. So you're going to buy your franchise with the big tenders, right? So when you get a big tender, listen, you're not buying a Pajero, okay? We are buying the franchise, cash. Agreed, my tender millionaires, right? We are buying those franchises. We are not paying our debts. The franchise will pay the debts. Okay, so do both. Right, how are you doing? Whew, the time. Yes. Okay, which tenders will suit you? I showed you a lot of tenders now. How do you know which tenders will suit you? Okay, 2 things. Do you fit all the tender requirements? The tender will tell you, we want this document, we want this document, we want this document. So you read the tender and you see, do I have all those things? If you don't have those things, don't submit the tender. Don't say I'm trying my luck. You know, sometimes, you know, I do interns and internship programs, and I'll say, I'm looking for BCom students. When I am a BCom student, you have a grade 12 and then you apply. It's not good. I'm wasting my data, I'm wasting my airtime to download your CV. So it's the same. If they say we want people who have this thing, if you don't have it, don't do the tender. You know? And then, do you have the core competencies? How do you say it? I know you go to private school. Competencies. Please, how do you say that word? Just unmute your mic and let me say that word. Core. Huh?
Competencies.
Competencies.
That's right. Competencies.
Do you have the core competencies? You can see. That means, like you were asking about construction, someone was asking about construction, but are you able to, do you have that competencies? Sorry, I don't know if you're laughing at me. Do you have the core competencies? Is that correct? To do the tender, and then can you make a profit out of it? Okay. Like when you read the tender documents, it will tell you the process. It will tell you who's permitted, what is the tender for, what are the conditions that need to be fulfilled, and what are the legal conditions. Okay, I'm going to take just 30 seconds to explain competencies. I'm just going to take 30 seconds to explain something to you. Remember when I began my lesson, I said to you, I asked the procurement manager to explain to me the reasons why some tenders are regarded as unresponsive, or a And he said to me, he didn't sign page 2, sign page 3, and he didn't initial page some pages. 1 page is not initial. Let me tell you how tenders are awarded. Tenders are awarded on the basis of elimination. And let me ask you a question even for you. I don't know if you've watched beauty pageants about Miss South Africa, Miss World, and so forth. I had the privilege of speaking to one of the judges who judged multiple of these Miss South Africa beauty pageants. I'm not going to mention the name. You know, I've asked her, what do you guys look at? Because all the girls are so beautiful and so forth. How do you decide who's going to win Miss South Africa SA title? And it's the same as with the tenders. They do what is called elimination. If you do one mistake, you are eliminated. You are walking, you miss a step, you are eliminated. Your lip, your makeup, there's just one spot out, you know, your line, just a mini micro thing, you are eliminated. Your hairstyle, you do not comb something, they are looking for something perfect. So the award is based on, they look for mistakes. You are walking, what you can do, one small step is elimination. So you don't get a second chance. That's why you find the ones who short hair have got a better chance of winning, because there's lesser mistakes. Kind of that other one with no hair. But the one with the weave, the hair came out like this, you're eliminated. You understand? So it's the same with tenders. They look at the recipient documents, they can only award one. Price, let me tell you, price is the last thing they look at. They eliminate, so they read, and people that eliminate, it's not even people who are educated, it's interns. They just take interns to do elimination. They're looking for mistakes. You did not initial a page, eliminated. Their signature, you didn't send somewhere, eliminated. They say name of bidder. You're supposed to write Bayanda Bins Academy, you wrote Mutlalepule Mafulu, eliminated. You did not fill in a form. It says complete in full. Read it, and it says complete in full. You left something blank. They asked you a question. You left it blank, eliminated, because they said complete in full. You understand? So it's based, so after they've done elimination, then they're left with 10 or 5 or so that don't have mistakes. Then they look at BEE. Then they look at price. Why? That 10, you are not going to come and sign a contract. There is no other contract. Hey, congratulations, you won. Come and sign. No, there is no. The tender document that you download, that is a contract. To know how important the contract is, when I bought my house, they wanted me to come and sign the documents and so the loan agreement and all that and all that. I said, just courier them to me. I'll send them because the lawyers are in Joburg. Yeah, courier them to me. But no, you must send them in front of a lawyer. Kitty, why? But no, we must make sure everything is complete. You know, I was so stubborn that the guy said, okay, fine, it is a lady. She came, we met at Valmore. She had to double make sure that everything is signed completely. It's a, I don't know, there are no law people here, but they'll confirm with me. I don't know if you also signed the document, if you've also bought the house. It must be signed correctly, initial correct. If you make a mistake, you must, and you don't scratch and sign next to it, or you just scratch, it's, you know, it's elimination, you know. So the tender itself, you must sign in front of, okay, paralegal. You see, I don't know what a paralegal is. So that's the tender document itself, that is a contract itself. Hence, if something is not initialed or paged or what, you are eliminated. And that is explained to you in the tender document. That thing is a legal contract itself. They call it GCSC. Okay. Now, yeah, so how are tenders, where am I? So how are they analyzed? I've mentioned they analyzed on that, but then this is very important. I say to my people who are doing tenders for the first time, There are 4 organizational objectives. The first one is income. You want to increase or maximize your profit. The other one is sales. You want to have a high market share, like Coca-Cola has a high market share in beverages. And then the other one is competitive. You want to meet, avoid, or undercut competitors. The other one is a social concern. You're worried about unemployment, social issues, and all that. So these are the main organizational objectives that a company must have. I want to ask you a question. As a person doing tenders, which of these 4 objectives do you think you must do? Income, sales, competitive, or social concern? Type in the box there. As a person doing okay, I see this one is offline. I'm now back. Assist me, please. Why am I muted on this device? Okay, this one is offline. I'm now assist me, please. Why am I muted on this device? Okay, this one is offline. I'm now assist me, please. Why am I muted on this device? Okay, this one is offline. I'm now assist me, please. Why am I muted on this device? Okay, this one is offline. Hello. Okay, there's an echo. Maybe yes. Okay, are we winning? Are we getting somewhere? Okay, the network is misbehaving. I'm almost done though. I hope you are back on. All right. Am I back on? Am I audible? Tinka? Am I audible now? Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. They say there's no sound. Okay, Ntokozo says I can hear me. All right. All right. I was asking the question about organizational objectives. I'm left with about 10 minutes and about 5 slides or more. I'll be out of your way. Okay, so I was asking a question. What is the best organizational objectives that you should pursue as a person doing tenders? And I'm not sure what answers you received. And I hope the correct answer is competitive. You want to meet, avoid, or undercut the competitors, because remember, you are coming in for the first time. You are a new kid on the block. So have you seen when a new product is being introduced, and you want people to try it out, you want to have your price undercut. You want to undercut competitors. You want to avoid. So don't do tenders because you want to create jobs or you want to increase your profit. No, no, no. Remember, you want to win that first tender so that you can be able to okay. Now, what documents are you required to have for a tender? I think some people are asking that question. For you to do tenders, you need to have a registered company. You need to have a central supplier database. You need to have a tax clearance PIN, and you need to have a BEE affidavit. All right. So these are the main documents that you need to have. And we do that for you. And I've listed some of the prices that you do them. You understand? So central supplier database, what is it? You don't have to be registered with all the database. You just need one database. You may not do any tender in South Africa unless you have a central supplier database and number and the tax clearance, because this is taxpayers number. So we do that, including e-filing, not just the tax clearance, but you must have an you don't have to, but you may find that some people have a tax clearance PIN. Like I had an experience with another person who's now my, he was doing he had an accountant. The accountant is basically giving tax clearance certificates, but not filing. You understand? But CSD show that he is non-compliant. So the guy for the past 4 years has not been filing on e-filing. So tax clearance PIN is very easy to get, but you need to have e-filing that shows that you have filed your return. So we do that for 500 Rand in a BE affidavit. So I'm saying, I'm putting them one by one because maybe you may have a company side, but you don't have BE affidavit, or you may not have that. So that's why I'm putting them one by one. But I have a special that I'm running that if you want everything, or if you don't have anything, and you want everything, you don't have any one of those things, we do that for 950. You understand? For you to get all that, but it's just a special that I have until the end of the month. 950, a package to get all those things. And then I'm almost done. What do I recommend? I recommend you do, my battery's dying. I recommend you do supply and delivery tender. Don't do construction tender, don't do, so when do supply, when you start to do tenders, yes, you are passionate about the environment. Yes, you are passionate about engineering. You understand what I mean? But even cleaning, you understand? Cleaning tenders may require you to pay people before you get paid. So hence I recommend you do supply. And most of it don't have a site inspection. You've seen that they're asking for site inspection, some of the tenders, But with site inspections, to be honest with you, in the group there, we've got people from all over the place. I've got people from Cape Town. So if there's a tender and it wants a site inspection, just post in the group, guys, is there anybody here who is in Kuruma? And then, for example, there's a tender that I was doing in Pretoria. They asked for a site inspection. I just asked somebody who stays in Pretoria to go on my behalf and sign my name. It was cheaper for me. I gave that person, I think, 300 Rand or so. It was cheaper for me to do that than to drive to Pretoria, So in the group, you can ask somebody to go and visit. You can have an arrangement with them in terms of how you're going to pay them, to attend on your behalf. All that they have to do is take a screenshot to show that they attended the meeting on your behalf. The screen. with another device while you're connecting this one. Okay. And the other thing why I prefer supply and deliver tender, there are so many supply and deliver tenders in South Africa, more so than construction. More so than construction. So and payment is quicker. You know, you submit your thing, you give it to them, and you get your invoice. And they can be done, you can do them anywhere in South Africa. You don't have to be staying in that municipality. And I think it's the best way to hit 1 million in 6 months through this particular one. Okay. All right. And I'm almost done. This network is misbehaving, but I'm almost done. Now, what I want to encourage you as well is that I have a tender mentorship program that I offer, you know, that if you feel you want me to hold your hand in terms of how to do the tender, I have a mentorship program that I offer that, you know, we do it online. And if you want to come to the office, you are also welcome to come to the office. But we do it online on Zoom. And I wanted to show you the different rates that I have for it as soon as I'm connected here. All right. But next week, I have another course that I'll be offering, which I call the Tender Masterclass. Now, in this Tender Masterclass, we are going to be doing the tenders practically in class. All right. So what happens is that I've shown you how to find the tenders. So I'm expecting that throughout this week, you are going to be actively involved in downloading the tenders that you want to do. You understand? Like I said, I recommend supply and deliver tender. And then next week, I want you to come in with those tenders. We're going to complete them together in class. Okay? So I call it a tender masterclass. I don't take many people in the class. I take just 5 people because we do the tenders in class. So it's a closed session. It's not live streamed or anything like that. It is a closed session on Zoom. And we do the tenders in class, we do the calculations. And at the end of the class, I'm expecting you to complete those documents and submit them and win the tender, basically. So I call that the Tender Masterclass, you know, and you are expected to come with a calculator and your tender documents and a pen. You're gonna complete them in class. It's a Tender Masterclass. That class is 1,500 for that class, but my platinum members get to attend it for free. My platinum tender members, you know. So it's gonna happen tomorrow, next week, Saturday, from 9 o'clock until 3. So it's basically a full day workshop that we are going to do. Like I said, it's not open to the public. It's not live stream. I say things, right now there are many things that I wanted to say, but I wasn't able to say them, you know, because I'm giving you, you know, I give you secrets of how to win a tender legally and stretching the boundaries a bit. Okay, so if you're interested, you can, I just wanted to stream the banking details, but I'll also put them in the group. You know, I'm only taking 5 people. The next group I'll take in April for this particular class is 1,500 rand for that class. And I don't know if Zanele is here. I want us to just congratulate Zanele. She's also one of my platinum tender clients. I'm aware that my screen is not showing. Please, we're just sorting out the technical things behind. But I wanted to speak so that we don't waste time. So I wanted, in the group yesterday, we celebrated Zanele's, I don't know how many purchase orders she has received. She's been with me since last year. And I asked her to just share with me, to share with you guys the experience. Is she in the group? Is she here? Her experience of being a platinum tender client. Zanele, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Mapule.
Yes, I'm sure in the group we celebrated you. So we want you to just please share with us how has your experience been, you know, attending the tender masterclass and, you know, winning those tenders. Please just share with us your experience. I'm sure you saw her in the group. She posted her, it's not her first purchase order. It is not her first. So please share with us how has the experience been as a platinum tender client.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My name is Zanele, as Mapule said. Yes, I enrolled, actually, it was in 2021, not last year, Mapule.
Yes.
I've been your client since 2021. So yes, being a platinum member. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh yes, I just want to share with you guys before, I was tendering before, and I didn't know what I was doing. And then I met Mapule online and I enrolled in one of her tender classes, the tender master class. And I am the platinum client. Ever since I started learning from her, I've been winning tenders non-stop. So it is a quite a good experience, knowing that you have a mentor mentoring you, holding your hand. And I encourage everyone to please register for the mentor tender classes, the tender master class that she just mentioned now. It's really worth it. You're not going to be wasting your time. Actually, you'll be investing in yourself. So it's I encourage everyone just to do these classes, to do whatever Pule is saying, do it. And I will be attending again next week, because remember, we are learning every day. You don't get tired of learning. I'm still a student. I'm winning tenders, but I'm still learning from her. She's a tender expert. So let's use tenders to raise money, like she said. And also let's do them quickly before the window period is coming to an end. Yes, that's all I can say for now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Our greatest, you know, there are so many other people. Thank you so much, Zanele. That was beautiful. There are so many others who are winning tenders. Some of them they tell me, some of them they don't tell me. And once you win a tender, please post it in the group. We won't eat your money. We just want to celebrate with you and shower you with blessings, you know, because there's so many people saying negative things about us, but somebody saying congratulations, planting good seeds into your life, that goes a long way. So I'm going to stop here. And, you know, like I said, tomorrow, next week, Saturday, we're going to go through tender requirements again, 7 steps to secure a tender. I'm going to give you those 7 steps. What are the 7 steps that you need to do a tender? We're going to complete the tenders in class, adjudicated, awarded, how to do a tender invoice, and then also tender finance. What happens now when you win a tender? It's a supply and deliver. The tender is worth 2 million and you need 1 million to do, where you're going to get the money from to do the tender. I'm going to show you how to finance the tender. Very easy way to finance the tender. So we're going to do that in class. My final say is never stop trying. This is actually a quote from, I don't know if you read the book, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. You know, I think it's the first or second chapter that talks about the guy who, you know, digging for gold, and then he was so close to finding the gold. He sold his machinery, went back home. And then the guy that bought the machinery for next to nothing got an engineer to assist him. And then the engineer showed him, you know, where the mistake was. And the guy became a millionaire, you know. So you are so close. So never stop trying, never stop trying. You are so close. All you need is you need an expert. You need somebody to guide and to show you what to do. And I'm here for that. So I'm going to end here. I said until 12 o'clock. I hope this class and lesson has been beautiful for you. And hopefully I'll see some of you next week. If you want anything, you've got my number. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Are we still connected? All right.
Mapule?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't see the slide with your number.
With my number. Which one is my number? Hey, boy. Are you not in the group?
No, I'm not in the group yet. This is my first presentation. I bumped onto your advert, I don't know where, and I registered.
Okay. My number is 084
084
475
475
2910.
2910. 084 475 2910.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Okay, any more questions, please inbox me. I want to let you go. It's weekend. Thank you so much for coming. And like I said, hopefully I'll see some of you on Saturday with your attender. And then I'm going to post the class test today. And then you have until Friday to do the test so that I can give you guys certificates. Certificates will be posted in the group as well. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.